Hey guys, how's it going? Drew Danger definitely representing in the House of X Force today. I wanted to do a video about X Force because I did a custom setup that a lot of people have been converting and doing, so I thought I'd do my take on it, and that's the Cannonball figure. You guys all know, if you guys are familiar with the Marvel Legends, they made a cannonball, but he only came with the fire effect, no legs. So I wanted to do legs for Cannonball because I'm a big Sam Guthrie fan. I love X Force. The original group, was great. I grew up in that time of the early 90s, late 80s, where that was going on. So it was very important for me to put some legs on Sam Guthrie. So let's check it out. Well, first, here's how you guys get them at the store, right? So you guys got them like this and like that, at the store. Well, here's the thing I figured out. If you get, I believe, a stack of 3 powerful small magnets and another set of 3, so a total of 6, you'll have to drill in the body. You'll have to drill in the legs that you use, but you're able to implant them inside the body without making it noticeable, where the figure just looks natural if you do it right. And then I use the, Paladin, Deadpool's buddy. I used a set of his legs because everybody was talking about how if you used that figure, the legs matched up pretty good. Now you do, okay, here's the thing. You do have to do a complete repaint on the pants and the boots and everything. And also, if you get a Punisher Walgreens exclusive Jim Lee cut, he comes with that brown belt. If you take that brown belt and you size it right, maybe add a little bit to it. Actually, you could use everything on that belt to make it happen, and you could do a belt for him. So then that'll fill in that area. So let's get to the legs, and I'll show you how this works. So, magnet, magnet. Everybody seeing that? Magnet, magnet. Okay. So now, here we go. Boom. And it blends naturally. And this is the belt that I was talking about. Goes in real good there. There's the boots. There's the back. There's the side. As you guys can see, I did the paint job to match the shirt exactly to get everything right with this figure. It was a great figure to do. I really enjoyed it. It came together great. There will be more Marvel customs to come. Honestly, guys, I just gotta think about a list of other stuff I haven't done yet. But I thought at least I'd show you. See if we get a little bit closer. Boom, boom. You can see I did a really cool job on the paint. Paint came out good. Yeah, paint came out great. Paint came out stellar. So, guys, there'll be more figures coming. There'll be more Marvel stuff. I'm also working on some McFarlane Mortal Kombat stuff. There's a repaint of a Sub-Zero I'm doing. There's also going to be some touch-ups on a Scorpion I did. Some ideas I want to kind of play with. I still haven't figured everything out, only a part of it. And there's going to be, what am I thinking? Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm drawing a blank. There's more stuff that's going to be coming out that I'm going to be doing. There's also the wrestling, because I'm a big Classic Days guy fan. I'm going to do the Hart Foundation faction, which is the team of Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, British Bulldog, Brian Pillman, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, all with leather jackets all ready to go. I'm going to do a display on that. You know, the Bret's already done. I just had to do some cleanup, not much with him. I did a head switch on Anvil. I did some touch up and cleanup on Davey and new tassels on him. And then I did, there was an Owen Hart I actually got from a guy that did a really cool head sculpt, and he kind of put it together. And then I took it and then stretched it out, more. And, gave him the blonde hair, because I think when I got it from the guy, he had like red hair, and I gave him blonde. I went in, cleaned up the boots, cleaned up some of the paint, really kind of changed it up, brought it out a little bit more. So that one's not a real heavy one, but it's a cool one. It's one I've always kind of wanted to mess with. So I'm pretty excited to do that, and that's done. But I feel I should do a video about the Hart faction and display them, and not do one where I've got, X-Men and X-Horse going, and that sort of thing. And then I'm talking about that. So, I definitely wanted to show you guys the Cannonball figure, see what you guys thought about it. Also, as a bonus, I got to reach up and give it. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I ever showed this one. Now, I might have showed this on my previous video, but sorry, my camera's kind of jolting around. I don't know why. I apologize for that. So, hold on, guys. I think it might be the minutes. See if that makes a difference. I'm not sure if it's going to. But this was that, guys. This is like an easy custom. It's not even a custom. This is like a switch. Okay, we'll call this the switch figure of Black Widow. So all you do is you get a Scarlett Johansson movie edition black and gray suit, because it looks really cool, right? And then you could get the, I think it was a Target exclusive Black Widow in white. Pop the head off and pop the head on the Scarlett Johansson body. And then, she comes with a couple different weapons. And then just take the weapons from the Target exclusive one. I think I'm missing one gun. Sorry about that, guys. But she's got her sniper rifle. She's got a backup here. She's got her sidearms. There's also a 9mm with a silencer. And it has the the gun blast effect as well. You could add on each gun. So this is just, it takes like 2 seconds to do it. So I didn't know if those of you guys that are out there that aren't really good with painting or techniques or anything yet, it takes time, trust me. I've been doing this a long time. So if you guys are like, oh man, I was like, trust me, I've been doing this a long, long time. I mean, we're talking like elementary school days, and I'm just about 40. Okay. And I started then in learning things. And even at that point, I was not polished yet. It wasn't until many, 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 many years. Until I was in my 20s, I felt that I was coming out of my own. So this is for you guys that are still trying to build that confidence and learning and things like that. Like I said, head pops off one, pop the head on here, gear her out with all the gear, and you got an awesome, quick head switch for a figure that looks really cool. I mean, check her out. Takes like 2 seconds to do that. You can't beat that. So, if I ever come across anything like that, a lot of times, you guys know I do full body rework. A lot of work goes into them, when I usually do stuff. So I don't have a lot of times where I do something like this, but if I do, I'm going to just post videos about that and put them in there. So that way you guys that are trying to get into this or still working your way up to it can do something easy and enjoy it and know it looks cool, because that's going to boost your confidence and that's going to lead you to the next point, which is doing the much harder stuff. And trust me, there's some stuff I did. I was like, man, I hope I never have to do that again. I know it and I get it and I understand that. But we all have to get to that point to do uncomfortable stuff like that to be better custom action figure guys, kit bash guys, whatever you want to call it. It's got many names. All of them lead to the same river, so it's okay. Okay, and don't let people online try to tell you, hey, it's kit bash, it's custom, it's, that's just a kit bash because you didn't do that my work. Hey, did you put work on it? Then guess what? You did do your thing. And that's cool. So anyway, guys, this is Drew Danger here. Sorry if the camera kept freezing. I don't know what's going on. But stay tuned. I'm going to be in touch more often and doing cool things for you guys. I'm sorry I lost touch for a while. It's just been really, really, really busy, guys. Okay? So thank you so much. God bless, and everybody, I hope you guys have a good week. And on to the next video. Hope you guys enjoy that one too. Also, I got this for Father's Day. Yeah. The art original scripts for X-Men, the animated series. If you haven't picked this up, Barnes & Noble has it. It's about $50. It's great. I haven't even got a chance to go through all of it, but as you can see, it has all the original film cells, scripts, ideas, the unreleased season, everything, the plans, the original plans, the Pride of the X-Men, which is the first episode before they went to Fox, when they were still, where I'm from, I'm from California, so they had it on Channel 5, KTLA. So it came on in that slot around RoboCop when Marvel had the license for RoboCop and they did the cartoon show. They canceled I believe the last episode of RoboCop to put out the Pride of the X-Men, and if you guys remember that was the one-off episode they did where you had pretty much the Chris Claremont run after the members that weren't going to stay kind of just disappeared, and then we were stuck with the core members that were there for a good while. So you're looking at Wolverine, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, Kitty Pryde. Trying to think who else was there. Dazzler, which she was kind of a weird one, with the way they kind of set up the team, but she was there, and it's like, and then Professor X, of course, and then you have Magneto, the Blob, White Queen, I believe Pyro was there, and I'm trying to think who else. Might have been it, but it might have been somebody else. But anyway, all that's in that book. So, like I said, Barnes & Noble, you could probably order it. If you don't have it at your shop, at Barnes & Noble, I don't know if anybody else carries it, sorry. And then the actual book that was written by the creators, they wrote an actual, just straight book. The first print of that you can get from the creators themselves. And I'm so sorry, guys, I cannot remember. There's Eric Lewald and Julia Lewald and Larry Houston. So if you type in their names, it'll lead you to the Facebook or the website page where they have their book for sale, and you could get that book. I believe that book was like about $30-$40, and you get this one for $50, and then together you'll have the whole run of the whole animated show, and you'll be able to get all those questions answered. And if you go on their Facebook, because I have them on Facebook, you just have to forgive me, I can't remember the name of what exactly it was called, but I did Wright, Eric, and Julia Leewald, and Larry Houston, and they're very good with getting back with questions. They might answer like in 5 minutes. Seriously, I asked them one question, and they answered me back in 5 minutes. Um, and it was kind of tough because I basically asked, um, how come Scott and Alex Summers in the cartoon show they never got into their relationship? Now there was an episode where X Factor, the '90s government team, stood off against the X-Men, and Cyclops and Havoc were going head to head, and then their powers didn't work on each other, which means they're brothers, which they got that part right. But we all know, those of us that are comic book guys and girls, that they had met in the 60s. After they had been split up after the airplane accident with their father and mother, um, they had met in the late 60s, right? And then Havoc ends up joining the team after a couple of mess ups happened to him, and then he ends up getting on the team. So we know that they had known about each other way before that government team happened. Extinction Agenda, all that stuff happened way back when. But I get the cartoon show, they're doing a little different, but I just felt that at least they needed, if they were going to do the story about Kosher being Christopher Summers, they should have at least done the Havoc story and told the story about Havoc and Cyclops and their relationship, if you want to say Scott and Alex and their relationship, and said, hey, you guys are brothers, and you know each other as adults, and now you guys can build these X teams and get to know each other, and Alex can help you with the government stuff, and you can help him with backup on your front, and now you know that they're a team, they work together, and that they're brothers, instead of a lot of assumptions that they kind of pointed at weird parts of the season, but they never just came out and said, yeah. Wait, they did say it when they were kids, when they reenacted what happened to their parents, right? But that was it. I'm saying as adults, I wanted to see them connect with each other and have a story, because they did it for Christopher Summers. So I was kind of like, well, if they did it for Crochet, then why don't they do it for, Alex and Scott? That always bothered me, because I was a big Havoc fan, huge Havoc fan. He's like one of my top X-Men. Like I have, Gambit and Wolverine, Gambit being number 1, Wolverine being number 2, and Havoc being number 3 for me. So I was a huge Havoc fan. And a lot of people, he doesn't have a fan base that's as big. Super cool character, super cool look. But I always felt bad. I was like, man, they just kind of rip him off, a lot of the time in the stories. So I really wanted to see much more of Havoc. Especially in the cartoon show. That little taste they gave us was not enough, because it was weird. It was like they didn't even know about the X Factor team. The way they tried to place it was like the government came up with a team that they didn't tell Professor X about, and a lot of the mutants that were working within the government didn't know about them. They were a government-sanctioned team that only the government and those that were privileged to know only knew about it. So they're like the secret team. And that's the way they kind of pitched it. And I was like, well, that's weird, but I guess. But they at least could have established that is Alex Summers and that is Scott Summers. They could have done it right there and be like, whoa, my long lost brother. Let's get into this. Let's connect. Let's try to build something here. Let's figure out where we can start in our relationship and how we can reconcile, and then how we can both reconcile with our father. I just saw him, I can get him to come down from space. We can build some bridge, get to know your sister-in-law, Jean. She gets to know Lorna. There's, because there was the Phalanx episode where they had them show that, they knew each other. Where they showed Polaris and they showed Forge and Quicksilver, they looks like they had done some things outside of the one Iceman episode. So that's what was disappointing to me. It was like, okay, it looks like they've done a little bit more. Either that or they spent some time after that Iceman episode, but it was like they were much more in touch with each other. and in little ways. So that was kind of the thing. So it was like, I don't know why they just didn't tell that story, because they gave Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, Wanda and Pietro, time to have that whole thing in Wondergore with, Magneto and everything like that. So I was like, well, they did that. So I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just talking, but I really wanted to see that. I'm sorry. I was disappointed. Okay. And I know this video went a little bit longer, but I just had to get that off my chest. So I really wanted that closure for that. But anyway, guys, yeah, True Danger here. Write me, let me know, subscribe. I promise things are going to be picking up just like they did in the past. We're going to be back. X team's in. X also stands for True Danger. Love you guys. Be cool. Talk to you later. Bye.